Most cars on the road today are ticking time bombs, destined for the scrapyard before they ever see 200,000 miles. But here's the cold, hard truth. Engines don't just die, they are murdered by the very maintenance manuals designed to protect them. Mechanics love those standard intervals because it keeps their bays full of avoidable repairs. I've personally kept my high-mileage workhorse idling like a Swiss watch at 386,000 miles, and today, I'm handing you the keys to that longevity. These are the 17 car maintenance tricks mechanics don't want you to know. Trick number 17, blow out cabin vents before replacing filter. Most drivers treat a cabin air filter swap like a one-and-done job. It's not. If you've ever pulled a filter and seen it caked with leaves, rodent hair, or gray soot, you need to realize that the filter is only the front line. Massive amounts of organic debris and microscopic mold spores settle deep inside your plastic air ducts, especially if you park near trees. Before you slide that fresh filter in, grab a shop vac with a blower attachment or a can of high-pressure air. Blast the housing in the exterior cowl vents while the fan is on high. You'll be shocked and probably disgusted at the cloud of filth that flies out of your dashboard. That's the junk you've been breathing. Don't wait for the 15,000-mile suggestion. If you live in a dusty area, your lungs will thank you for doing this twice a year. The dealer wants $80 for this 5-minute task. Do it yourself for pennies. Trick number 16, lube door hinges and weather stripping. Have you ever noticed your door popping when you open it, or a faint whistle of wind at highway speeds? That is your car literally drying out. Metal-on-metal friction in your door hinges will eventually oval out the bushings, causing the door to sag. Once that happens, you're slamming the door just to get a seal, which destroys your latches and ruins the body alignment. Take 5 minutes twice a year to hit every pivot point with white lithium grease. It stays put and resists wash-off better than thin oils. While you're there, look at your rubber weather stripping. If it looks dry or ashy, it's going to crack and leak. A quick wipe with silicone spray or dielectric grease keeps that rubber supple and plump, ensuring a factory-quiet seal. It's the difference between a car that feels like a bucket of bolts and one that feels brand new. Trick number 15, torque lug nuts correctly. If you've ever been stranded on the shoulder with a flat tire, unable to budge a lug nut even while jumping on the tire iron, you've been a victim of the impact gun gorilla. Shops blast lug nuts on with air tools because it's fast, but over-tightening is a death sentence for your brake rotors. It creates uneven pressure, leading to pedal pulsation and warped rotors within months. Every vehicle has a specific torque rating, usually between 80 and 100 ft-lb. Use a torque wrench. Hand thread your nuts first to prevent cross-threading, then tighten them in a star pattern to seat the wheel perfectly flat against the hub. If a shop touches your wheels, retorque them the second you get home. It's a 60-second safety check that prevents snap studs and $600 brake jobs. Trick number 14, use anti-seize on spark plug threads. Modern engines often have 100,000-mile spark plug intervals. That sounds great on paper, but think about it. That's a decade of steel threads sitting inside an aluminum cylinder head through thousands of heat cycles. Without protection, those two metals undergo galvanic corrosion and essentially weld themselves together. Try to pull that plug at 100 km, and you might take the threads of the cylinder head out with it. The solution is a tiny dab of nickel or copper-based anti-seize on the plug threads, just the threads, never the electrode. This ensures that years from now, the plugs will back out like butter. Some manufacturers claim their plugs are pre-plated, but in the real world of road salt and humidity, that plating fails. A $5 tube of anti-seize is your insurance policy against a $3,000 head repair. Trick number 13, use dielectric grease on electrical connectors. Ever had a check engine light that disappears when the weather gets dry? Those are electrical gremlins and they feed on moisture. Every time you pull an electrical connector, whether it's a sensor, a headlight bulb, or a trailer hitch, you are exposing the pins to oxygen, which leads to that green, crusty corrosion. Apply a small amount of dielectric grease inside the connector before plugging it back in. It's a non-conductive silicone compound that creates an airtight waterproof seal. It doesn't interfere with the connection, it simply keeps the outside out. If you've ever spent a weekend chasing a ghost in your wiring harness, you know how frustrating it is. Hit the like button if you've been there, and subscribe if you want to stop being a victim of mysterious electrical failures. Trick number 12, replace PCV valve regularly. This is the most ignored part in the entire automotive world. The PCV, positive crankcase ventilation, valve is responsible for venting toxic pressurized gases out of your engine's crankcase. When this $10 plastic valve clogs with oil carbon, that pressure has nowhere to go. It starts pushing oil past your gaskets and seals. If you have a mystery oil leak at the rear main seal or valve cover, check your PCV first. A clogged valve can make an engine look like it's dying when it's actually just constipated. Pull it every 30,000 miles and give it a shake. If it doesn't click-clack loudly, it's junk. Swap it out and keep your internal engine pressure where it belongs. Trick number 11, stick to interstate or AC Delco batteries. I've tested dozens of batteries and I can tell you, the budget options are a trap. They might have the same group size, but the internal plate thickness and lead purity vary wildly. A cheap battery will leave you stranded the first time the temperature drops below freezing or climbs above 100 degrees. For maximum reliability, stick with interstate or AC Delco. They have consistent cold cranking amps and superior vibration resistance. If you want to go high-end, look at the Duralast Platinum or X2 Power batteries. Yes, you'll pay 30% more upfront, but you'll get double the life. Don't gamble your morning commute on a value brand. Trick number 10, avoid driving through deep water. It looks cool in truck commercials, but in reality, water is the immovable object. If your engine gulps just a few tablespoons of water through the intake, it's game over. Water does not compress. When the piston moves up, it hits that water and the weakest link, usually the connecting rod, snaps or bends instantly. That's hydrolock and it's an instant engine replacement. Even if you don't kill the engine, deep water gets into your differentials and transmission through the vent breathers, turning your expensive gear oil into a milky, abrasive sludge. Unless your life depends on it, turn around. A 5-minute detour is cheaper than a $7,000 insurance claim. Trick number 9, don't spray water in engine bay. I know it's tempting to hit your dirty engine with a pressure washer at the car wash. Don't. Modern engines are packed with sensitive electronics, coil packs, and sensors that are weather-resistant, not submarine-proof. High-pressure water can force its way past the weather seals on electrical connectors, causing immediate shorts or long-term corrosion. If you want a clean engine, use a dedicated degreaser, a soft brush, and a very light mist from a garden hose, or better yet, a damp microfiber towel. Your alternator and fuse box are not waterproof. Treat the engine bay like a computer, not a driveway. Trick number 8, buy a washable air filter. If you plan on keeping your car for more than 3 years, buying disposable paper filters is throwing money in the trash. High-quality washable filters from brands like K&N or AEM pay for themselves by the third service. These filters use a cotton gauze or synthetic media that actually filters better as it gets slightly dirty. More importantly, they provide better airflow, which can improve your throttle response. Just remember the golden rule, don't overoil them after cleaning. A light mist is all you need. Otherwise, the excess oil can coat your mass airflow (MAF) sensor and trigger a check engine light. Trick number 7, use a snorkel even when off-roading. Most people think snorkels are only for driving through rivers. That's a misconception. The real benefit is clean air. In dusty environments or when following other vehicles on dirt roads, the air near the ground is a thick soup of grit. A snorkel moves the intake to the roofline where the air is cleaner and cooler. Even if you stay on the pavement, a snorkel provides a layer of protection against accidental hydrolock from deep puddles or heavy flash floods. It's an insurance policy for your intake. If you live in a flood-prone area or drive gravel roads daily, it's one of the smartest mechanical upgrades you can make. Trick number 6, use high-mileage oil in older engines. Once your odometer crosses 75,000 miles, the rules change. The seals inside your engine, the valve stem seals and crankshaft seals, start to lose their elasticity. They get hard and shrink. High-mileage oils contain seal conditioners, essentially specialized esters that soak into that rubber to slightly swell it and restore its flexibility. I've seen engines that were consuming a quart of oil every 1,000 miles nearly stop their consumption just by switching to a dedicated high-mileage synthetic. Brands like Mobile 1 High Mileage or Valvoline Max Life are industry standards for a reason. They work. Trick number 5, inspect the old oil filter. Your oil filter is a medical report for your engine. When you take it off, don't just toss it. Use a filter cutter, which looks like a giant can opener, to peel it open. Spread out the pleated paper like an accordion. If you see sparkles, you have metal-on-metal wear. If you see glitter, your bearings are starting to flake. If you see thick, black coffee grounds, you have a sludge problem. Finding these bits in the filter gives you an early warning months before the engine actually fails. It's the difference between a minor repair and a total catastrophe. Trick number 4, don't trust the dealership for maintenance. Dealerships are in the business of selling cars and service packages. Their technicians are often pushed to work at flat-rate speeds, meaning they are incentivized to work fast, not necessarily thorough. Furthermore, service advisors are often paid on commission. They are salesmen, not mechanics. Find a specialized independent shop. You want the guy who knows your specific make and model inside out and relies on word of mouth rather than a multi-million-dollar marketing budget. You'll get better parts, more honest advice, and you'll usually save 30% on labor. Trick number 3, use fuel injector cleaner 3 tanks in a row. The one-bottle treatment is a myth. To actually dissolve hardened carbon deposits on your injector tips and intake valves, you need sustained chemical exposure. Run a high-quality cleaner like Techron or Seafoam through 3 consecutive tanks of gas. This shock treatment cleans the spray pattern of your injectors, which restores fuel atomization. You'll notice a smoother idle and better tip-in throttle response. If you've never done this and you're over 50,000 miles, you're essentially driving a clogged engine. Trick number 2, Mobile 1 and Fram, top oil filters. The filter is more important than the oil. You can buy the most expensive racing oil in the world, but if your filter has a cardboard bypass valve that leaks, it doesn't matter. For the best protection, I recommend the high-end lines, Mobile 1 Extended Performance or Fram Ultra Synthetic. Note, not the cheap orange Fram filters, but the Ultra Synthetic, the black gold ones. These use a dual-layer synthetic media and metal end caps that can actually handle 15,000 plus miles of filtration without collapsing. Pair a top-tier filter with a top-tier oil and you're invincible. Trick number 1, don't top off brake fluid blindly. This is the rookie mistake that drives me crazy. Your brake system is a sealed system. If the fluid is low, it's either leaking bad or your brake pads are worn down normal. As the pads get thinner, the caliper pistons stay further out, which pulls the fluid down from the reservoir. If you top it off, you're hiding the visual indicator that you need new brakes. Worse yet, when you finally do go to change your pads and compress the pistons, that extra fluid will geyser out of the reservoir and eat the paint in your engine bay. If the fluid is low, pull the wheels and check the pads. Treat the cause, not the symptom. Your car can easily last 300,000 miles if you stop treating it like a disposable appliance. But even the best maintenance won't save you if you fall for the common wisdom that's actually destroying your car. In my next video, I'm exposing 21 car myths that even car guys believe. Click the video on your screen now to see which ones you're currently falling for. See you there.